group stage is behind us. The field is set, and now there is no hiding. 8 teams remain, 8 different paths, all leading to the same goal. This is where preparation meets pressure, where every touch matters, and every decision carries weight. There are no second chances here, no room for hesitation. One play can change everything. Quarterfinals aren't about surviving the moment, they're about stepping into it. This is Rocket League at full speed, and the road to the final starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second series is upon us. Please welcome to the stage, France and Germany! Now please rise if you can for the national anthem of France.
Please rise, if you may, for the national anthem of...
À vous, Vatira, Zen, Juicy et à toi, Ferra. Toute la fédération est derrière vous. Vous portez haut les couleurs de la France et celles de la fédération avec talent, travail, esprit d'équipe. Après une finale l'année dernière, nous espérons cette fois que vous ramènerez le titre. Jouez votre jeu et vivez pleinement la Coupe du Monde. Nous croyons en vous. Allez les Bleus!
Our second quarterfinals is about to begin. Players, good luck and have fun.
These videos have got to be so motivating for our nations, especially for France there. But guys, I asked you this before and I didn't get around to getting your answer on it. I mentioned that experience was key in our first quarterfinal for Brazil and England. Brazil coming out on top, having already been at this stage 12 months ago. Are we thinking it'll be vital, James, again for these two sides?
You know, I think experience can help, but honestly, it's going to come down to the raw talent. I think Zen captured everyone's imagination when he burst onto the pro scene, and even to this day, many people think that Zen is the best player in the game, and Vitira is the other one who's maybe challenging him for that title. So this French team is so stacked when it comes to talent. You saw it from the results in the group stage, whereas Germany, they are the underdog. They are the dark horse in this match.
It's definitely an uphill battle for Germany here. I mean, you've got the absolute juice over there on France as far as I'm concerned, and you're going to need one heck of a big glass if you want to hold it all in if you're Germany. So they've played some solid Rocket League, gotta say. Working their way through a group stage, it was not easy for them. Yes, skin in the teeth, doesn't matter how you get here. Point is that you did. It's just a bit of an unlucky draw that you run right into France the first go, but you can only play who's in front of you. So while you've played a solid game, you might need a bit more than that if you want to take down France.
Achieves, I thought you were teeing me up nicely there, talking about juiced and juicy. I thought that's where you were going, and then you carried on. I was like, okay, what is Juicy bringing to the party this year, being the new kid on the block?
Yeah, Juicy the swap from Monkey Moon for sure. I mean, I personally think that Juicy has a lot of flexibility on the attack. Like we saw Swift in the previous series, right? Real good can opener. And we know we've got that in Zen, right? But here's the thing about being as good as Zen. You draw a lot of attention. It's hard to solo play. You need somebody else to be able to step up and pull out extra defenders, and Swift tends to be that guy for me. Batir's got that in the bag too, of course, but he tends to linger in the back a little bit more often.
Yeah, but I mean, Juicy, he's a LAN player.
Yes.
He won a LAN before he won an online regional. You know, this is the environment in which Juicy thrives. But for Germany, I think they just have to remember that they are still
national pride there for Germany.
They are still in this, and really the universe kind of had to work out for them to even get to this stage. So I wouldn't count them out just yet.
Do you think, let's talk about that, what happened yesterday, Germany, Italy, it was either one to go through, Norway spoiling that party. Germany, it must be really difficult, James, to come down from that as well, all the emotions of yesterday waiting for that final match.
Yeah, but I also think it's also going to be some wind in their sails, you know? When you, sometimes in sports, you have to be lucky.
Yeah.
Being good enough is
better to be lucky than good.
And sometimes that's true. So when things go your way, when you are down and you feel like you might be out, but something happens that gives you that extra boost, I think that maybe that can
being
help.
able to capitalize on it.
Exactly.
Not just that boost of getting here, but the boost of beating Saudi for Germany as well in the groups. That was a massive shock, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah, they've already proved they can beat, you know, a top seed in a group.
The defending champs. The
defending champs, indeed. And I think Saudi Arabia is by far one of the strongest teams here, so you knock them off. Who's to say they can't beat France? Maybe I'm being a little too down on them.
And can we say a little bit of magic up their sleeve as well is the coach, Freaky, in his team talks. We've mentioned that already. They've cited that and helping them continue progressing in the group stages, James.
Yeah, and you've seen the impact that coaches can have, especially on those set pieces. We saw Germany score a very critical kickoff goal right off an overtime kickoff that got them a very important win in the group stage. So, you know, when you have an experienced coach, someone like Freaky who's played on the World Championship stage, it is invaluable. I think right now, in an environment like this, on a stage like this, the mental game, it is so important, and that's where a few good words in the right moment might help tip the scales in your favor.
Not getting caught out on kickoff is key, and we heard that from Brazil. They said that's something they need to work on. Who favors kickoff the most in terms of these two teams?
I think here you have to favor France because, yes, Freaky good on the kickoffs. Obviously, we saw it. The problem is Fair's a bit of a kickoff wizard himself over on that side of the ball.
kind of built a reputation on having the deepest kickoff playbook.
Yeah, it's a pretty big bag over there. And when it comes out at just the right time, you know, because you're like, oh, that's the juicy one there.
Best of 7, we haven't even mentioned this. Are we going to get a full series, do you think, from these two teams like we've already been treated to?
I think if Germany's going to win, it's got to go 7. I don't think they're just going to walk, you know, France right off the stage. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think Germany's going to win. To answer your question, I think France, based on everything we've seen, you know, I think they're probably taking care of this in 5 games, maybe 6 games. But again, we've seen so many upsets that although I think that France has this in the bag, you know, you got to play the games. And that's what Stack says.
What's Germany's best way to approach this then? Because we're kind of saying they are the underdogs. We're kind of saying that France have got this in the bag, a shoe-in. How should they approach it?
So I think your best bet, and I hate to say it, you really got to slow it down as much as possible. It's kind of the same thing in American football, right? If you know the other team's got one heck of an offense, you got to really grind out the clock and not give them the ball as much as possible. It's incredibly hard in a game like Rocket.
And I think maybe you just have a game plan of you start slow. Like, you have to be the one who's attacking. You have to be the one who is not reacting. And I think if Germany just needs to come in with confidence, with a game plan, and believe in themselves. And I think that win against Saudi Arabia that we were talking about is going to give them the confidence that they can win.
If nothing else, they've proved they have the vision, right? I mean, Saudi Arabia is tricky on the attack. You got to be real disciplined to not get caught out by that. So that does bode well for them.
And they have to just grab this opportunity, remember, as well. This is uncharted territory for the Germans here. They got grouped 12 months ago. So when you're talking about that, you go, well, actually, the pressure's off. We're already in uncharted territory. We're already doing the best we've ever done here, James.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly. And, you know, I think if they do manage to get past Team France here, then, you know, the
world opens.
Of them being able to win it all truly sinks in. Because I think if you've beaten Saudi Arabia, you've beaten France, who can stand in your way?
Okay, well, it looks like we are all ready to go here in the SDF Arena. The crowd is ready. Let's get to it. Semi-final number 2, France, Germany. John.
Very important matchup here, not only just to try and attempt to make the semifinal, but pride is on the line for France. It's been a little bit of a shaky past 24 hours for them here, but they're looking to get back on top. As far as Germany is concerned, they're coming into this as the underdog, looking to prove their worth here at FifaE.
Yeah, France have not looked as indestructible as we expected coming out of Group B, but Germany had to scrape through Group A. Both teams had to really work hard for it. France to get the top spot, Germany to get 4th. France are heavily favored on paper coming into this one. 2/3 of the new look Army Corp just coming off a LAN win earlier this month. Plus Zen. They've been dominant so far in terms of territory out the gate.
I do expect France to be coming into this a little bit slower in game 1. Germany has had a fairly incredible run to getting into this quarterfinal. They've had a couple upsets. They did play Oman yesterday and they did go up 2-0, but however, it was a little shaky for them, but they will be riding the adrenaline into today. So far, pressure does stand with Germany. They try to make their clear on through.
Well, Zen and Madeira both spent heavily for that one. They weren't able to win the 50-50, even though they were 2 against 1, but they have broken free here. Zen not enough boost to get on the end of Juicy's pass. Juicy put that one high over him. Of course, you can see how much boost Zen had there, so definitely a mistake there by France.
A little bit of a shot there from Tox on his lonesome France, holding their own defensively, which is very, very expected against Germany. Germany is going to have to be fairly creative against this team. France is going to be known to work together to get around their line of defense. Big clear. Catalysm's gonna be the one to catch it here in the midline, float it on down. No boost, then takes the challenge. Vatira already up to the backboard. That challenge is speedy enough to kind of go toe for toe with France.
Juicy trying to cut in field there, but Germany were able to stop it. The Germans defensively were very strong in Group A. Went to incredibly long overtimes in multiple matches, especially against the USA, one of the strongest teams in the tournament. If USA are having a hard time scoring on Germany, if Saudi Arabia fell the first time they played them, France know they need to be careful.
Yeah, Germany definitely has something a little special with them right now. It's definitely a small element of surprise too. This is a roster that doesn't compete together anymore. There's been a couple forms of them in the 2/3 realm over the years, but Germany, of course, is looking to find success with this group. Rezears up to the ceiling. He's got to get past Vatira. Vatira, even on no boost, times it perfectly for France to continue their push. You're going to see the cut from Zen, leaves it for Vatira. Does still bounce in favor of France.
Well, yeah, France aren't getting all their plays that they want early in game one. 3 minutes in now, we've seen a few whiffs just positionally by France. It does look like they're trying to spread out a little bit more than they were yesterday when they were struggling against multiple teams in Group B. I think that will help Zen out a lot to synergize with Juicy and Vatira, who have had a couple months now playing as teammates. Zen, of course, and Vatira did team together last year in the French team that made the grand final.
Like what I've been seeing so far from Germany, although it was a very short play. France gets sent racing back into their half. Juice is going to try and push them back forward. Another quick challenge from Germany. That really has been what is keeping them head-to-head with a lot of these top teams, is the fact that they have been able to match the speed that they are put up against. Catalysm, that was a big attempt on the flick there. Rezears almost past one. Juicy keeps it down. Germany gonna try and regain pressure, but it does slowly start to dissipate.
And no clear advantage for France so far. That was maybe the best chance of the game. And Catalysm against the boostless Zen had France on the ropes. The ball flashes across the box to the other end now as we get into the final minute. France is trying to get the attack firing. Will Juicy's reset help them do that? Yes, it will! He dunks in the first goal.
Look at this one, too. Again, it's a well-timed play. Vatira, the pass off over to Juicy. Unfortunately for Tox, if you're going to make it clear on out, you might want to center it away from your net. I do expect France to try and be prepared for a lot of these second touches to go straight on target, which it did. Up 1-0 now for France in the final minute of regulation here in game one.
I think the German defender probably thought Juicy was glued to that ball. Nice save by Vatira. He's got control as well. That's good defense out of France. So you have to hold on for another 30 seconds. They're going to make it 2-0. The ball makes the trip to the orange end of the field again. And yeah, Catalysm thought Rezears had a free touch there. He was turning aggressively. Not the case. It's 2-0 France.
Love this energy from Zen too. He's really just kind of been getting back into it. A little bit of a shaky season overall, I feel is kind of fair to say. Not a lot of the results he's been wanting, so seeing him really get back into his own has been so much fun. 15 seconds on the clock here. Germany's really got to get back into it. Tox tried to make a clear up to the backboard there. Rezears going to take a slow shot over to Catalysm. The shot denied by Juicy. And with 5 seconds on the clock, Germany would have had to have scored there. Instead, France will take that game number one.
Yeah, it took a while to get into it, but when they did, France were able to take control. Some good defense out of Vatira, good goal line saves, and the offense came together. It was Juicy who actually opened the scoring, though. He was the one who put the first goal in. It's a great solo play with the dunk. German defense couldn't read him. That's one of the problems going up against a team like France. All three of their players can create in 1v2, 1v3 situations, and definitely 1v1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can see it here. Juicy reset to the back of their net. Just absolutely disgusting performance from France. And the fun part is this is not even the peak for them. This is just game one vibes against Germany. Germany is definitely in a learning situation after that game number one. But it is long road ahead for everybody. It is best of 7. I feel like the jump from best of 2 to 7 is a big change.
Oh yeah, they've got the timeout if they need it. They've also got the option of, you know, just changing out their play style a little bit. You don't need big play style changes in 3v3 in Rocket League to really catch the opponents off guard. Germany do have such a defensive style that, you know, if they can just catch France off guard with just a little bit, a modicum of aggression, it could be a surprise to get them back into the series here. Only down by 1. But they want to get the turnaround sooner rather than later. In the online qualifier, the grand final, France, they ran away with the first 3 games, and it was only then that the Germans were able to wake up with an overtime win. Got to tie it right here if they want to stay toe-to-toe with this top seed France.
So far over the weekend, Germany has been able to keep up with those top teams like we've talked about. France is definitely has the biggest target on their back, though. Zen's going to try and catch this one. Places it high. Nobody's going to commit to the play here. Instead, Juicy going to take it a little bit slower. 30 boost to work with here. Uses half of it just to keep the pressure on for France. They try and sidewall it. Big clear for Germany. Vatira played that one very deep. Slows Germany down just for now.
Again, really good defense by Vatira. Just catching the ball on the back wall, making sure to get behind it, even out playing in German on the exit. What are Germany willing to risk? What are they willing to do? Because all this sitting behind the ball is, you know, good for some teams, but it's going to be really difficult to score against France if they aren't willing to take just a little bit more risk in the matchup.
Oh yeah, right now France is definitely respecting the fact that Germany also has the upper hand as far as boost is concerned. Then rotating back is a big challenge on Rezears. I like what I've seen from him too over the weekend. Definitely trying to take that leadership role when Tox plays it a little bit further back. But from their own half, they try to make it out. Catalysm pass over to Tox. Big shot. On target. Almost like a pass Juicy there. Catalysm's going to keep the play going.
Yeah, Juicy had options to go right or left there. He managed to get the ball away from Germany, which is the key. Germany just testing France every now and then with the long shots, making sure that they're paying attention. Unfortunately for them, France have been locked in since the get-go here, and any inconsistencies they had with their positioning early in match 1, game 1 I should say, seems to be a distant memory as France look like a well-oiled machine on the pitch at the moment.
I do want to take note of some of the heart rates. I think this is honestly the highest I've seen France in quite some time, in the triple digits pretty consistently here.
Uh-oh.
Waterfall down for Juicy. There was pressure mounting. You felt it building off of the ceiling from Vatira and catches it. It was just 2 commits from Germany that left that net wide open.
Yeah.
A crazy mistake that you really can't afford to make against a team like France.
Yeah, there were no recoveries coming through there. They've got to get some touch on the ball if you're going to send 2. And they don't get a touch here either. Vatira makes it 2-0. The kickoff possession secured by France. And Rezears did not feel comfortable jumping off the wall for that one. You know, definitely needed to. France again lead by 2.
Definitely a little awkward from them. You could feel like Germany is, as time going on, they're playing from behind France in a catch-up situation. And even worse for them, 2-0 on the board. Quickly could turn into 3 here as this one flipped down. Juicy takes the challenge, try and send it back to France. Catalysm, big clear over to Tox. No path cleared. Half the game left to go.
I think that last goal is really going to sting for Germany because they have been defending so well. They've been communicating so well in defense. A total all-in double commit is the opposite of what you want to see from them. France don't need help in the matchup here. They don't need any assistance creating goal-scoring opportunities. The amount of talent they've got on the roster. Here comes Zen and Juicy actually as well, both committing to the attack. But Vatira's been such a solid third for them in this matchup.
Oh yeah, Vatira is definitely on one. Of course, this 2/3 of this roster just came off the Copenhagen kickoff land on a big win. Germany wants one for themselves at 2 attempts at their net, neither in, both high. For Germany, just got to race back. All 3 members of France forcing towards their net. They're going to stop it here in the midline. Zen has his flip over 1. There's a bump, but Catalysm to catch.
You mentioned there the Copenhagen kickoff land. Vatira and Atto from Belgium both winning that one. Juicy likewise, Mr. Copenhagen himself. Out of the 5 international lands that Rocket League has had this year, Vatira and Atto have won 3 of them. You're looking at a 4th here, and you've got to think France have got the best chance to do that. Vatira can win 4 out of 6 lands in a calendar year. It's just something we are not used to seeing. He just knows how to win.
They truly are something special, the French, to be honest. And the fun part is, even when you add in somebody else, right, you think there's not too many people out there that could go in place of a Tao.
Yeah.
Juicy steps in and goes, no, no, no. The full French synergy could take over the world. This could be a potential option for the future. For now, Germany just wants to prove that people can go hand in hand against them. Unfortunately for them, they haven't found anything. They try to leave one to talk. 30 seconds left on the clock, and still all attempts go wayside.
Yeah, Germany just don't have that spark. They don't have that offensive creativity to break down the French defense. You know, the French defense that was broken down several times in the group stage, a lot more than we expected. They've had half chances, but nothing really going for them. France looking for their 2nd clean sheet in a row.
I mean, at the end of the day, France was very clean with what they threw forward. Germany attempted, but a lot of these attempts were very high or wide. That was one of the better ones. They might have been able to sneak one in had there been a couple more seconds on it, but it was too little too late for Germany to get back into this. Up 2 onto the scoreboard for France.
Now, I'll be shocked if Germany don't call a timeout here, losing 2 games in a row. Also, not scoring 2 games in a row. It's got to hurt. They knew they were the underdogs coming into this. They were probably hoping they'd get a little bit more from France, a little bit more looks at, you know, the open net maybe. Definitely a less well-defended net. But we had the disastrous double commit in this game. That allowed Juicy to open the scoring, and then Rezears couldn't get up fast enough to stop Vatira from smashing in a second. Germany not making good on the other end. That was their best chance of the game. Yeah. They missed it, not once but twice.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, right? That shot being their best shot.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, it was creative enough that it had gotten past the defense. Even when we saw the last 2 seconds, that final play there from Germany, they managed to get the team pinch there. Unfortunately for them, time ran out and it was on the ground. But Germany has officially called their timeout. We're going to see what FRANKREICH can do to help the boys really start to get back into it.
You know, I think the problem Germany have right now is that they play a very traditional brand of Rocket League. It's not something that France are going to find unusual at all. They're going to be very used to what they're up against here. France, you know, I identified that the reason England were able to cause them problems in the group stage is that it seemed like they were playing a bit more carefree. You know, you could even say carelessly at times, but that's a good thing to have in your back pocket. It's a good thing to have in your roster. Germany don't really do that. They play very standard Rocket League, and as we saw in the Germany versus USA matchups in their group, that could turn into stalemates, where in a stalemate situation, the better team is favored. USA beat Germany every time. France are beating Germany every time, because Germany just don't have that creativity. They don't have that, you know, flair that other teams do.
Yeah, it's not even, these players are not bad by any means, but when you look at the names of Juicy, Vatira, Zen, individually, I feel like they could take on any one of these players on Germany. I think you described it perfectly. They play a very classic, old school version of Rocket League that unfortunately for them is predictable right now.
Yeah, not for a lack of the potential on the German roster. I mean, Rezears, we all know he's got big mechanical ability. Talks likewise. Catalysm just had his, I think, career peak there at the World Championship just passed. They're all capable, but the play style as a team is all about solid rock. It's all about just keeping it well connected, focusing on the rotation. I think they need to let loose a little bit, just forget about the rules, forget about the game plan, and just try and hit France with something unexpected.
I was going to say, at some point you do have to take into consideration 2/3 of that roster plays together all year long. You're slotting in somebody that studies tape on this team all year long. I'm not saying they're necessarily playing, you know, the KC play style, but there is a heavy influence of it. You even have the original KC coach on this roster. So synergetically, they are set up for success. As far as Germany is concerned, like you said, it is 3 very, very good players in their own right. It's just about finding your moment. I agree on the front of you should have a little bit more fun with it. Currently, we're watching Rezears and FRANKREICH in pretty intense conversation. A couple cracks at a smile from FRANKREICH, so nothing too bad. The vibes definitely are still good. Nobody frustrated, nothing out. The fist bumps coming in from Germany and the shoulder taps. So we'll see what they can bring to this next game.
Yeah, you may have noticed the issue amongst you that was longer than the usual timeout. They were given an extra bit of tech delay there, so a double timeout perhaps for Germany. Gonna help them out. Let's find out. France are so organized. Germany have not been able to surprise them so far. He'll be the one to pull out something, anything from their sleeve, their back pocket, doesn't matter. They've just got to produce it.
Germany's playing the cheeky play style of sending somebody very far upfield, hoping in for a catch or something. So full team commit. They're ready to trust each other on a few of these plays here. Rezears down, no boost. Talk's gonna try and bail him out. Third follow-up from Catalysm is slow and, well, wide. But I like this. You can almost feel the new sense of life from Germany.
I agree. I think you can see the difference already. They're throwing players at the ball in the final third. It's not worked out. And now France, on their first foray forward, make it 1-0. And it's just more bad news for Germany.
So unfortunate because, like we said, you felt a different play of life to them. Fortunately, it was just too much, too fast. France sees a wide open gap. After that third man did a full commit on it, off the kickoff, Germany almost was able to sneak one in there. Not quite.
That would have been a shocker to see France conceding a kickoff goal after more than 2 games. Defending that clean sheet. One of the things that's really contributed to France's defensive success is their composure on low boost. Doesn't matter who's stuck in defense to 0 boost, they're just staying calm, they're staying on the ball, they're keeping control, giving the rest of the team time to come back, regain their positioning.
Juicy, big clear there, right over the head of Rezears. No, whoa, no follow-ups. That's gonna go for the double, though. More than enough space. Once that backboard was clean open, he knew he had all the time to do it.
That's crazy. So Juicy didn't react to this. He didn't expect the defender to miss. It didn't matter. He just leaves it for Zen, who hits the double. And for the 3rd game in a row, France lead by 2. And worryingly for Germany, just a lot of time left. Could France add to their lead? I guess this
They're definitely good.
They've got time to come back.
They've got so much time to keep it going. The fact that that play alone had happened, by the way, Johnny, is such classic KC. So you go back to the conversation of, listen, they got this synergy, advantage on you guys a little bit here. For plays like that to be going down, Germany's got to be a little frustrated, but I really don't think it affects them too bad. Rezears, heart rate wise, is a little calm. Talks on defense, has to do the 1v1, manages to carry out, has his flip, gets demoed off the play.
And France are just playing this so intelligently. They're defended beautifully as a team. They're stopping Germany before the attacks can really get started. That's another opportunity for France as well. Like you mentioned, they're just following up each other's touches that little bit better, that little bit faster in the offense as well. Something that troubled them in the group stage. That's worrying for the rest of the competition, not just Germany. So we saw Saudi Arabia level up between day 1 and 2. Now France are leveling up between day 2 and 3, and they're about to make it 3-0. They do. Germany have got absolutely nothing to write home about.
Oh my goodness. Listen, at the end of the day, France has a huge chip on their shoulder from the last FifaE. There is something to prove, for sure. I love the mention of upgrades too, right? There's very few teams this weekend that I feel like you've seen very noticeable, upgrade or progress throughout each day. France is one of them. Great save from Rezears. Takes 2 to clear this one out.
That's a great save. Unfortunately, to hold the lead to 3-0 as a 13th minute passes by and still no goals for Germany. France are having their way with them. They're getting everything that they want in offense, and they're stopping Germany in their tracks whenever they try to advance. This is just from bad to worse. Germany have already used their timeout. Coming out of it, they're having a worse go of things.
Yeah, right now, the idea of play style that Germany has been wanting to put out on the field is a little questionable. Not only do they send all 3 members up a scary bit far, just on the defense, it's a big question mark. The backboard's been pretty open for France to use a multitude of times, excuse me. Catalysm wants to make it clear, just hands it straight off to Vatira. Tox does manage to defend this one off the back. big 50 forward, but again, that low boost is really a hindrance to this team.
Oh, a save! Okay, fair play. Germany have had some great goal line saves in this game, but they're still really struggling to get any kind of offense. That was crazy from Juicy in the setup as well from France.
The 1 minute left. If they had played defense like that the entire time, they'd be totally in it to win it still. Instead, they got a long road ahead of them. Zen to the backboard, gonna leave this one for Vatira. Just a slow bounce in, a classic play between the two for France to go up 4-0.
What a reset. That is a launch from Zen. Vatira just packed it in. 4-0. I mean, they're just merciless, ruthlessly disposing of the Germans, who, like England, improved on last year's result by making it out of the group stage. But more and more with every passing minute, it looks like that's all they're going to get. France are looking scary.
Oh, yeah. France look terrifying. This is a France that definitely wants to see themselves in that finals, trying to win the championship for themselves.
Hey!
He's going to give Germany a fighting chance. You saw the setup from the sidewall. It was a bounce down on the ground.
That's a huge relief. It might not be much in this game yet. They need a kickoff goal if they want to make this into a real comeback attempt, but at least they've scored. The perfect sweep is off the cards. Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Oh, it's gone over the bar.
A little too high on that one there.
Yeah, probably game with that touch going high, but Germany did have half a chance, which is, I guess, that's something. But we're scraping to find anything positive about Germany's matchup so far. It's gone exactly as the matchup online did, with France comfortably winning.
No, definitely a different vibe now. You do got to remember, though, this is on land. Big arena, loud light, crazy crowd could have some effect on it. I will say, even I think the idea of sitting at the desk, I don't know if the stream was able to see it, but the stages rise.
They do.
And it's really cool. There's a whole lot of other elements to the psychological aspects of this series too to take into consideration. Like you said, this matchup has happened before. Germany did play a better game back then, but on land, France is definitely looking to sweep.
I see behind Farah there. We haven't seen it on camera, but he's got a line of water bottles. He's prepared for a long series here, but he really wouldn't need them. Maybe if I step out the way, you'll see that you can actually see them right here.
Right
yep, there you go. Lots of water bottles.
There's like a cool 10.
Yeah, didn't need all that. Really didn't need all that. Somebody should have told him it's going to be a quick one. He's giving us a wave as well. It's great to see Farah in the coaching role one more time, of course. He has retired, or I say he's retired. He's actually just got a promotion. He made this big retirement video with Carmine Corp, but really he was just becoming the coach of all coaches at KC. He's coaching all the coaches for all the different teams, but still, of course, one of the greatest, if not the greatest. I'd say he's my GOAT coach, at least, in Rocket League. He set the bar pretty high.
Oh yeah, definitely. He has created one of the most successful play styles for a team of all time. And it has been carried over and, you know, tried to be replicated by many teams over the years. Germany tried to go for the down and up into the net. Instead, it was crossbar out, and Rezears is trying to find another play here for Germany.
I think this Toxic reversed out of the headlock there. Didn't fancy leaving his teammates in the 2v2. I think he probably should have. At this point, the 3v3 is not working. If you can lock up one of the French players, let's just see what happens. Maybe the 2v2 would be more favorable.
I mean, to be fair, they have tried it. When I watch the wide cam, they do attempt to start the 2v2. It's not quite working for them. So they definitely, the idea is there in a couple different visions. Here's the 2v2. Oh! Trying to go for it. Catalysm was too far to the left. He's going to have to make the cut from mid. Catalysm pass over to one. Tox right over the nose.
That was painful. Tox tried to read the play coming to him. That's a good pass. Rezears has tried to block Vatira, but the ball was actually free for the taking. They're just trying to read a bit too much into France's touches. I think they just got to play the ball and see if France are actually going to make contact themselves. You clearly see the difference. That's what France have been doing in the final third. They don't really care what Germany are doing. They're playing the ball dead center every time.
Oh yeah, right now, you just got to play solid rock if you're France. Nothing out of the ordinary for this team. for Germany. You got to play very high levels of defense. We've got glimpses of it in the past, but they can't keep up off the back wall.
Oh my.
Big redirect just wide. So France will not collect a point off that one, but for style purposes, that was almost a win in my book.
Yeah, it looks like Germany might be able to get something. No, Tox couldn't land any relevant bumper chasing play. They're just getting the ball on target, but it's lacking power like it was early in game 4, where it harmlessly hit the bar and went to safety. Now Germany have got some defending to do. The pinch goes more vertically than clear. The follow-up is good.
Almost half this game left. Juicy to the side. That was too clean and precise for Germany to catch up with here. I mean, run back the replay. Catalysm had already jumped. Rezears playing from behind. All of Germany, I mean, that's the word to describe it at this point, is just they're playing from behind.
And you think back to earlier in the game, Germany are trying to read France's touches, and then when a whiff comes through, they're not able to capitalize. France showing how it's done there. Ignore the defender. Why else would you be there? Just hit the ball. If the defender misses, you're scoring. If they hit it, all good. You can just rotate back. Your teammate can have you covered. Oh.
Tox has low boost. Still wants some pressure for Germany, trying to inch the ball forward. It was a big commit there from, I believe, Tox. Catalysm on the back end. Tox to collect. Zen's just going to take it away. France is not worried. The bump play comes through. They're trying to make the cutoffs, but it's like you said, there is no transition out once you get that initial touch there from Germany.
Yeah, it's just all falling apart here. Zen chasing Catalysm away. Vietira's coming in with the air dribble. Dunk is 2-0. You can't even say it's Germany's best game yet, because where before it was 1, now it's 2. France are just rinsing and repeating.
Oh, what a dunk. Oh, you gotta respect it though. France well on their way to sweeping Germany into the semi-final. Granted, there is still plenty of time for Germany to get into this. Rezears denied his attempt off the play.
In the next round, if France continue to win this one, it would be USA or Netherlands. I think if either of those teams are watching right now, they're not going to like what they're seeing. They would have much rather a slugfest, a back and forth. They don't want to see a dominant France advancing to the semis.
Yeah, when you see a performance like this from France, it does put a ton of pressure on whoever is up against next. Most eyes are going to be turned towards the US, consisting of the full roster of the former, well, current world champions.
Yeah, although their international LAN recent win was pretty short-lived thanks to the kickoff LAN in Copenhagen they didn't qualify for, they are the reigning world champions for a year. That does remain intact, and you know, that fact that they are a full squad regionally should help them. It's not something that Germans had available to them. Full pickup team, they've played well to make it out of the group stage. Norway helping them out a little bit, but some clutch wins from Germany along the way. And it looks like this could be the end, and it's not a pretty end for Germany. France have dominated.
Unfortunately for Germany, this looks like it is the end of the road unless they find some sort of a shot, but Zen is going to try and crush that dream here. Another one on target in their net, I believe does secure it for France.
Yeah, I'm sure Germany are going to try some all-in kickoff here. They're going to try and make something happen. But with just 13 seconds left, they're going to need 2 in a row. So let's see what it's going to be. We've seen a bunch of double kickoffs from them already. That's definitely one to go for. It is going to be a double kickoff for the close tree, about as aggressive as you can get. But although they get a shot on target, France are there to save it. And they confirm that they will be advancing comfortably to the semi-finals.
Auf Wiedersehen to Germany. And
no
welcome.
No.
The group stage is behind us. The field is set, and now there is no hiding. 8 teams remain, 8 different paths, all leading to the same goal. This is where preparation meets pressure, where every touch matters, and every decision carries weight. There are no second chances here, no room for hesitation. One play can change everything. Quarterfinals aren't about surviving the moment, they're about stepping into it. This is Rocket League at full speed, and the road to the final starts now.